The fastest way to make the money that you really desire. Okay, so let's dive right in. Today, I want to talk to you about quantum leaping, and especially if you are a coach, a consultant, if you are very skilled in whatever you do, probably in your corporate job, or if you're some kind of artist or healer, teacher, something along those lines, right? You have to have a skill set that you actually are very confident about already. Okay. So I want to give you 3 steps of the quantum leap. And it sounds so easy. And I will tell you where the most difficult part is that most people miss. Okay. So the first thing about quantum leaping means to go from here to the way next step in your life, right? It's like time jumping, quantum leaping, collapsing duality. Maybe you've heard those terms before. So today I want to break it down so it's as easy as possible because I haven't really heard other teachers talking about it in the easiest way. So that's my attempt here with this video. Okay, so imagine you are this powerful woman already, and until now, your way of manifesting the goals that you desired has been very hard work, meaning time put in, energy, effort, all of that. Okay. This has been the way you have manifested the things up until now. Okay. Now, if you are here, I assume you want to make more money doing what you already love to do or that you're able to do or very skilled at, right? So it can become easier, right? That's what we want. We want to use something that we already know and we want to offer it, making it easier for us to make more money. So the thing here is really you go from here, from where you are to this place, right? And the way to do that as fast as possible, let's say you're making around 5 to 10,000 euro or dollars a month, right? So now you want to go to at least 10,000 every month and beyond. So 20, 40, 50,000 euro a month, right? So you have that thing, you already know how that goes. The next leap would be, and now ta-da comes, it is about you deciding that you are going to be the woman who is going to make 20, 40, 50,000 euro a month with the same amount of time put in and with the same skill set, but with a different system. Okay. So, number one, you have to decide that you are ready to be her, even though you don't feel fully ready. That's a part of it, right? But a part of you feels ready, and that is the desire. Very important. The desire is the signal of your subconscious, of your higher self that signals to you you are ready for more. Okay, that's it. It is the desire that is okay. I hear you. I am going to decide. I will have it. It's time to expand. How do I get there? And the next step really is to take the leap and invest in somebody who has created those results already. Let's say that again. It is so easy. It is about investing in a mentor who has already created a system that works. That's it, right? I'm going to intentionally leave the pauses here for you to digest that, right? It is about you looking towards the people who have already created what it is that you want in business. So, for example, for me, I'm going to tell my story. I have been a manifester since I was, let's say, like very consciously since I was in the beginning of my 20s, right? So I knew about manifestation. And from that time on, I have manifested multiple things. If you have been around my content here, you know about my story, how I manifested my first corporate job. It was very easy. I finished my studies. I just thought about the people that I knew. I called one of my friends up, asked him if he had a job, and boom, I had my first accountant job in this big corporation. So this is how I manifested my first job. It was very easy. It was an intention. It was like a feeling. Okay, let me call him. Boom, that's it. It was easy. Okay. So, and later on, the next thing maybe that relates more to this story that I'm building is when I decided to invest into my training, becoming a holistic nutritionist. And again, when I invested in becoming a coach, and this is what I'm sharing with you here, because this is what I teach you inside my programs. Okay, exactly what I'm teaching you here, just the more comprehensive version is what I teach you in my programs. And the thing is, when I invested, the first time when I invested in my holistic nutritionist program, it was me being homeless. Like I literally had no home, and that was good because I had nothing to worry about to release. I was already free. And I did it on purpose because I knew that now was the time for me to be flexible, to jump on the next train to get me to where I was going. So I had no real responsibilities. I was homeless. I was sleeping at times at my friend's house and sometimes at my brother's house. So I didn't have any responsibilities, and I knew this is what I wanted. My mom presented the idea of becoming a holistic nutritionist, and I said, I want to do it. Didn't think about anything. I just called the institute and I called them. I asked them if I could pay the investment in installments. They said yes. I put down the down payment, and everything else worked out along the way. And I could have never imagined the way it would have worked out because I jumped in. I so trusted in myself. And I said, I'm going to do it. I can do it. Right. And then I got offered a job at the institute where I was trained as a like a help person, as a mate kind of, right? So I helped with the food preparation, and I loved it because I was so deeply immersed in what I already wanted to learn. So that was amazing. And then because I was doing what I did at this time, at this place so well, they asked me, the people who were running the institute, they asked me if I wanted to work in their hotel. And the hotel was a like a retreat hotel where they did like fasting retreats and like walking through the woods and meditation and like all of these different versions of eating probiotic food like vegan, Ayurvedic, and then all of the other things that were part of the retreats. I loved being and working in that exact environment because it helped me to make this whole learning experience an immersive, a whole lifestyle. Instead of just going to my training for a week and a month, I got to experience the whole culture and everything that was like the broader universe around what I was learning. So that was a huge blessing that I couldn't have anticipated when I picked up the phone and I asked, "Hey, like I'm in, I'm going to do it. How can I do it? How can we realize it? Okay, down payment. Okay, I'm going to come up with the rest of the money somehow because I knew I was willing to work for it." Okay? So this was the decision. Like I knew that's what I want. That's what I want. I made the decision and I acted on it. I moved forward and I trusted that everything else was going to work out, and it did work out better than I could ever imagine. So this is one story how, right? Because everybody's always asking for the how. Me too, myself. I'm still sometimes falling back, but I quickly remind myself, no, it's not about the how. I know what I want. I know the end goal. I want to know all of this knowledge and I want to be able to teach it. So therefore becoming a certified, right? So that's what I knew, but I didn't know how it all would work out. Okay, so that is the first story. It was like one step. So I made an experience that already helped me to build my manifestation confidence. Now, let's get to the next level. The next level was basically the same. I was living in the hotel after I finished my certification on holistic nutrition. I had paid off the the training through the work I did in the nutrition school and in the hotel. And then I was at zero again. Like I was living in the hotel. I paid off the training, but I had no money to go forth. But I knew I wasn't done with my training, right? I knew I wanted to know more about how to create a holistically healthy and wealthy life. So now I got all this, let's say, nutrition and physical health, right? A bit of like more like psychology and things like that as well, but it wasn't as comprehensive as what I wanted to learn. So at the end of the training, I was here, I was praying. I was literally praying and I said, I'm ready for the next step. So I prayed, and I think a day later online, I found an ad or something, an advertising, like a video of my mentor for now 7 years. So I found her and she was speaking to my soul, right? So I hope I'm doing the same with you. She spoke to my soul and she was like, I know that you want more. I know that there's this voice inside your head or this feeling inside your gut, and you know that you're meant for more, right? You want to create a life of your dreams on your terms. And I can tell you that it is possible, right? And I'm going to show you how exactly. And I'm also going to show you how exactly. I'm going to tell you a little bit more here, but also come into my membership. My membership, you will find the link down below. The membership is for free, and I am hosting twice a month. I'm hosting a vision workshop webinar. It's going to be in real time, so it's going to be live, and I'm going to walk you through the exact strategy on how to create the blueprint, the vision, the holistic vision of your next step, right? And how you can crystallize, like make very, very clear what it is that you actually want at this moment, because that is the first step. And I am going to help you by creating this vision workshop. So go over into the membership, it's for free, and check out the calendar in the membership, and there is the vision workshop. So about that, I will talk more about that later, but I want to continue to talk to you about what happened after I saw the webinar with my then coach, right? Or with my soon to be coach, right? So I listened to the webinar, I listened to all of it. She also helped me to find out what it is that I wanted, and I knew I am a teacher. I knew I'm a healer, I'm a teacher. I am here to empower, right? I'm here to empower on all levels. So that's why I'm your holistic wealth bestie. And I had to make a decision again. So at the end of the webinar, she asked me, do I want to enroll in the program, right? So learn from her. I said, yes, let's do it. I took my last money. Again, listen, I took my last money and I decided I am going to be this teacher, right? So I have put down the down payment, and I knew I'm going to come up with the rest of the money, put it down, and invest it into my coaching, like me getting coached through the exact same system that I am teaching you. It's called the Dream Builder, right? And the Dream Builder is a proven, repeatable, reliable system of transformation that helps you. And back then, it helped me to get crystal clear about the blueprint of my life, to work on my identity, right? To do the identity shift, then to really get rid of all the fear and really reframe what fear is. And I'm going to talk to you about that in a second in a little more depth, because it's part of the 3 steps to quantum leap. You decide, and then you have to stabilize. And that is really the key word here. You have to stabilize the frequency of knowing that you have now changed. You are now someone who knows the formula, like the hidden secret formula or the invisible formula behind building the goals and the dreams that you desire, because the dream builder is exactly that formula, right? So it's about the clarity, it's about the identity work, it's about the all the emotional release. So that means like letting go of trauma, letting go of fear, letting go of doubt, of worry, right? Of panic, right? Let's be real, of this panic attack, because these emotions are what will pull you back to your old version. So that's why it is so crucial to work with a system and a structure and a coach that will anchor you in this new reality. It's about helping, like, it's about having somebody who anchors you in that new reality instead of you always sliding back down into the old version. And let me be very clear again, because as soon as you have decided to invest the money, very important, that is the magical key, right? It is the magical key to invest the money and then receive the formula, right, on how to sustain this new level of manifestation, meaning that new level of being now entitled to more money. Because that is also something that I feel like many spirituals or coaches, consultants, artists, like the heart centered service providers, let's call them that, right? That's you, that's me. Sometimes we don't realize that investing money in ourselves makes our own value go up. If you learn what you learned behind what you paid for, you are now equipped with more experience, with more knowledge, probably with more tools and skills, not only necessarily, let's call it tangible skills, but also decision making is a skill, right? The experience is worth something. Even learning just one little thing inside that new structure or program or container is something that increase your worth as a teacher, healer, coach, consultant, right? Entrepreneur. You are now at a different level. I hope you can still follow me, right? So you decided, you invested, you jumped into a new timeline, you jumped into a new version of you because this experience is not part of you. You acted in trust, you acted in faith, you came up with the money. That means all of these things are skills, right? You're resourceful, you acted quickly. This is also an indicator for highly successful people, acting quickly. And you jumped into the knowledge. Now you have this knowledge, you're in the program, you're working through whatever mindset blocks like limiting beliefs, emotional beliefs, all of that, you work through that. And now you're anchored. Like that's where you should be. You're anchored on this new level. You have grown. You're now a new person. That's so important to know, right? I'm going back into my personal story so you can relate to what is happening here. You decide it's going to happen. Bam. Then you do what you can from where you are with what you have. I want to go into that a little bit deeper because this is again, it's just another strengthening of this point that I'm making. It is sometimes we lose ourselves, especially like the mind likes to think so far ahead, like what is about next month, what is next year, what is in the next 3 years, what is in the next 5 years. Yes, that's what the mind does, but it is not a reality, right? It is okay, and it's okay to have a goal. It's okay to have a plan. It's okay to have a vision, absolutely. And at the same time, one thing you need to know is everything that is real is happening in the now. That's why it's so important to stay in the here and now and to anchor yourself again in the here and now, making the here and now the space for you to be resourceful in. Because if you think in like what is going to happen in 3 years, I need to keep the money that I have on my bank account, right, because I have a plan for in 3 years. But if you know inside of you that it's time for you to grow, to change, to become the woman that is making 5, 6 figures a month, you will, and that's just my suggestion, you will have to take money from that account that you thought will serve you in 3 years, which is both like 3 years is non-existent. It's not real, right? That's why like everything that is happening now. So that's where many people get stuck, and this is also where the winners win, right? So you just be like, okay, I want this. Let me look around. Do I have the resources? Yes, I actually do have them. They're here. And I'm going to take the resources here to invest in myself, to quantum jump, to collapse time. Because as soon as you learn from somebody for whom it's already working, you learn this whole system that puts you up on this journey. It's an escalator, it's an accelerator to the next level you want to be. And this accelerator is made up by a system, very important, a system that works, right? A proven, repeatable, reliable system that works for not only you, but for more people. So it's tested, you go through it, and you are standing on top of that system that you can now use to help others to also come to that level. I hope that that's clear. So you really, again, you got to do what you can from where you are with what you have right now. And if it's the fund, right, the savings that you save for in 3 years, but you know, like you have this deep desire to grow, right? You want to make more money, you want to be of service, you want to create something more, right? You know it, and you have the funds. The only mindset shift we have to make is the funds are not for in 3 years, they're for now, right? I'm not promoting recklessness. I am not, right? But I am also saying like this is how it works for most people. And if you really see this also as a business decision, like it's reasonable, because in order to make more money, you have to have more um, high quality assets, right? And you will get those assets by working with a mentor. You get me? So you're here, you're making the decision, and the decision and the money investment will catapult you here. Because the thing with a mentor is a mentor will give you exactly what made them become the person that they are. And you will now have all the knowledge, and now you will just have to build your own structure. And another note here is the faster you recreate what your mentor has already created, the faster you create it, the faster you will be at the, let's say at the same level, or at least at the level that you want it to be. So let's say at the $10,000 or $40,000 a month level, as soon as you build the structure that your mentor has given you, as soon as you do that, you are already on the next level. I know that's very clear. If you're still here with me, let me know that that's clear, right? Let me know and write down in this chat, it's clear. Write down in the notes and the comments, it's clear, right? You invest, and then you get, and that's basically it. You receive a money-making machine. You receive knowledge, a system of how you can recreate your own. Bam, you do it. No ego, no figuring it out, right? You don't have to reinvent the wheel. If you're now coming into someone's space, it works for them, it can work for you. You just have to learn how it goes. Bam, easy. I hope that's clear. And now, number three, number one is decided, it's happening now. You are now the $40,000, $50,000 person a month. Yeah. Then you do what you can from where you are with what you have, means you make the decision, you make the investment, you move, and then you learn. right? You learn whatever is inside, and learning most of the time is not only about learning tech. Many times it is about, and now that is number three, it is about the emotional regulation. So I'm going to tell you something as well, and I know that this has been true for so many people. So for me, after I invested in my training to become a holistic nutritionist, then in investing in coaching, after I invested in coaching, my coach asked me if I wanted to become a certified life mastery consultant with the Brave Thinking Institute, right? Because this is where I got coached and then also got certified. I said, yes, definitely. I know I am a teacher and I want to know how to be a teacher. How are you doing it? Like, what do I have to learn? Okay, so mind you, again, I was still homeless. I just have invested literally my last money into the coaching program. And now I was on my way back home and I was living with a friend again. And I knew I had to do this training. I knew I had to do this training. So the training then was $12,000, right? So to become a certified coach, it was like a 6 to 1 year program, 6 month to 1 year program, and it was a $12,000 investment. Up until that time, I have never in my life invested this much money into myself. At that time, it was a lot, right? So but I knew it. Like it was so clear to me. That's my route. I'm going to do it. I have to do it. Okay, boom. I said it in another video before, but again, I'm going to say it again because so many people always say, oh, they manifested the money. What does that mean? I asked the people in my life, I said, I have this, I found this, I will do it. And up until that time, people always knew that I would do what I say I do, right? Because I have already created, like I had my international business degree, right? Then I had worked in corporate. I wanted to do this nutrition thing. I've done it, right? I paid it off. Boom. I paid off this coaching. Boom. So I had a track record of doing or succeeding at the things that I wanted to do. So my mom trusted me. She trusts me so much. I love her so much for that. Like she said, okay, I'm going to support you. My back then boyfriend also supported me with, yeah, with a large amount of money, right? So I had the money, put down the down payment and even more payments. And I jumped into the certification program. And then, like in the certification program, I learned how to coach other people through these exact moments because that is literally what sales is about, is to help people make the decision and then jump. That is the quantum leap, to jump into the program, because the program then will hold you. The program is the container where you will manifest, or where you will solidify, where you will stabilize the frequency of your hope, right? It's like the hope, it's the trust. You got to move, and in the program you will learn the foundation on how to stay there and how to create more of what it is that you want from that new plateau, from that new timeline, whatever word resonates with you. So it really means jumping in, afraid. It is always going to be afraid, right? That is the secret. Like you will have to find a coach, and if you're here, it's me, right? It's me if you want to, right? If you decide to, if you trust me, if you trust the integrity of my work, right? Because that's literally what it is. You find a mentor and you're like, okay, I think they really know what they're doing. Right? So then you invest with them, you jump. Of course you are afraid. And the thing is, and I want to say something again here, is the moment when you're so sure, you want to do it, like you're in this hyped up feeling. Probably you've been there before, right? Like whatever you have bought, or maybe you have bought a program before or something similar. You were hyped up, and or you like, not hyped up necessarily, but you knew it is for you and you are excited, you want it, right? So you jump in, you pay the money, and then the next day probably, and this is most of the time, you're going to have a panic attack, right? Because the next day, most of the time is like, oh my God, like, what did I do? I don't really have the money, or like, I could have done something else with the money. The safety trigger gets on, especially. And now here comes my target audience, especially for women, women of color, or like historically underrepresented people in, let's say, wealth building areas, right? Because we're not used to even playing or investing with these amounts of money. And also, we don't really know what coaching or consulting will actually bring us, right? That was my experience 7 years ago, because my family had never done anything like that. Like, I didn't have no reference. Like, my friends didn't do it, my family didn't do it. Nobody I really knew in my real life did what I did, but I knew that this was my path. It was my calling. It was my timeline jump, right? So I did it. But of course, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna just pretend that it's gonna be like, okay, now I'm here. No, the fear will come up after you invested the money. The fear, the panic, the doubt, like all of these things will come up. And now let me tell you, the most beautiful thing about being with a coach, working with a coach or a mentor, is that they will help you to regulate your nervous system. This is also what I do. I'm a nervous system informed manifestation coach, right? Like I have so many names. Like I think it's no one name can hold the full capacity of what I do, but I want you to understand, like, that is part of the work that I do, and that is part of a good coach. Like, they should, she should, he should be able to help you exactly work through and calm your nervous system, right? Regulate that fear, that panic, that doubt, that worry, because the mind is going to be like, oh my God, we're panicking, like we're dying, whatever, right? But it's not the truth, right? You're still here, you're still in this moment, and you have made an amazing decision, because it is. And that's also something we have to just get aware, right? Or be aware of, that whenever you invest, it's not, the money's not gone. You have now gained something of value that you can now use and help other people with, especially if you already know yourself to also be a coach or a mentor, or some kind of work you want to do where you want to implement this work. So it's value for value, right? But still, our nervous system is probably going to get like all dysregulated. So then you are in the container, and now you have kind of made it, right? And this is what, again, I want to wrap it up. Yeah, so I know it was a little ooh, but I had to point these pictures out for you to understand, first of all, my own journey coming from, again, a migrant family, a mom with a good financial sense, but really more middle class. My dad had absolutely no financial skills. And I have been, and that's the thing, right? It really comes down to where you come from, not necessarily like what you have accomplished until then. And what do I mean by that is that I have studied, and I have also had a good paying corporate job. But what I'm now talking about, like time, like really manifesting and investing into a new career path or a new way to make more money, that is a different skill set of just following the so-called linear route of school, university, corporate job. Because here, it is really on you invest. It's an entrepreneurial thing, right? It's not just, okay, just can I get something for nothing? No, right? You will have to invest into a mentor, into a teacher who knows what they're doing, that costs money, and probably that's it. You want, and now I'm wrapping the whole thing up. You want more money because you know that your work in the container is so life changing. right? You know that your work transforms people's lives, right? Whether whatever it is you do. Like I take people from A to B, so I take highly successful women in corporate that have already created some level of success. I help you to create a 5 to 6 figure online brand, right? That is something different, right? You have created massive success in one lane already, right? But now you want something more, right? You want to probably also be a coach, consultant, a healer, a teacher, a trainer. You want to impart the knowledge or whatever it is that you have gained here, your skills, and you want to merge it and create something that will make you be more free, create a life with more ease, right? Create a personal brand where you can be yourself and attract the people that are really for you and also make more money. And the whole, really, like the whole demystification of it is invest into a mentor who already knows how to do it, right? Invest in somebody who already knows how to make that money. And this is how you collapse time, right? You don't know exactly how everything is going to come together, but this is why you are in a container and in a time. For example, if you work with me, the first period is going to be 3 months. Like that's the smallest coaching container that I offer. It's the Dream Builder. It's a 3 months program. If you know that you want to build a business, I would highly recommend you to be in the 12-month container, because we will first be working on your own stuff. Then we will be working on the business. And part of the business is, of course, a little bit more. Like I don't want to go into too much detail, but it's like from 3 to 12 months. And I would always highly recommend to stay longer so you can actually really recalibrate your nervous system, calm down, get acclimated into this new field where you are, and then to move from there, right? To work on yourself, do your own inner work, right? Do the identity work. You're now this new person. Now there are probably new fears coming up. There are new doubts and new, like all of these things, like new levels, new devils. That's what we say in personal development, right? So new levels, new devils means every time you go up, it's not the end. Like there's going to be new doubts, new worries, and you will work through them. And that's where you now have the support. You have the real-time support of somebody who has gone through exactly what you have gone through. So this is also where we say collapsing time, because you are getting all the answers you would have probably, maybe. Sometimes I really say, maybe if you don't get a teacher, if you don't get a coach, if you don't get a mentor, it could cost you a whole lifetime of never arriving where you want to be. Let that sink in. It could cost you a whole lifetime of never getting to where you want to be, because it is a labyrinth, right? One thought alone can take you on a whole different trajectory of things, right? And I am going to say that that is just the way it is. My mentor had a mentor who had a mentor who had a mentor. It's a lineage, right? It is a lineage. And the more people have mentors, the better the work gets, right? The more compromise, like the easier, the faster you can recreate what your mentor took, maybe like my mentor, for her program to be the way it is, she almost took 40 years. 40 years of studying, of experimenting, of using the work, and yeah, offering it to different people. It's a calibration, 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 calibration. So today it's a multi-million-dollar company, right? And she has really, like, she is in the legacy phase. Like she's working with her kids, and it's like this huge brand, right? And at the same time, I have taken all this knowledge and made it my own. And now I can teach you how to get to 5 and 6 figures faster than it took me. And for me, it took only 7 years. Let's say that, right? It took her 40. right? It took me only 7 years to get here, right? And in those 7 years, again, I became a life mastery consultant. I was part of Miss Germany. I have created a 5-figure brand. I have made back 6 figures in reinvesting into my business, right? So all of that happened in only 7 years, right? And now everything from here goes quicker and quicker. So if you are thinking about creating an additional stream of income, if you already are a coach, if you already are a consultant, if you also want to help other women make money living the lives of her dreams, right? I always speak about money because it's a core topic. It's really the core topic here. And at the same time, it's about health. It's about love. It's about relationships, right? It's about your creative expression and however you show up in the world, right? And at the same time, making money, doing what you want, being who you are, and really loving the contribution you give to the world. So that's it, right? How you can collapse duality, how you can collapse time, how you can quantum jump is through finding somebody who already has what you have and then investing with them, deciding you wanted to invest with them, get the skills, get the knowledge, learn it, integrate it, embody it, and then come out on the other side and make it your own, and then share it with other people, share it with the people that you want to help, that you want to uplift, right? So that's it. I think I did a very good job. Let me know if now, like, quantum jumping or collapsing time and manifesting at quantum speed, right, is a little bit more understandable. Because again, the quintessence here is work with a mentor. Decide that you want the same thing, and then work with a mentor that you know, like, and trust that there is a system, a proven, repeatable, reliable system behind what the work is built upon, that there's a strong core foundation. And then as soon as you get your feet in, relax, right? Your mentor is going to help you with that. Relax, come in, learn the system, and then recreate it. It is all about that. That's what it is. It's about investing, it's about systems, it's about application. And then this is how we create a multiplied um, knowledge and value through people who work with mentors. Okay, so that's it for now. Let me know in the comments down below if you have already taken a leap before in your life. How did that look like, right? Did you know everything behind that leap? Did you know how it would work out? No. Let me know what your success has been, right? Just like me with the holistic nutrition thing. Let me know what your success has been. Let me know what your fears are, right? What are your fears, like, in investing with a mentor? Yeah, because that is the sure way to get what you want, right? And also let me know, what is the goal? What is your goal? What is it that you really want to achieve? How much money? Right? And know the why, the deeper why behind it. Why do you want that? Let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear from you. And if you find any value in this conversation, in this content, leave a like, leave a subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave the comment down below. And again, if you really want to go deeper, come into my membership and I will let you know when the next vision workshop is going to be on. And this is where we will create the clarity that you need in order to make the decision. Okay. Until then, stay dangerous. Bye bye.